Welcome everyone. Welcome to Butcher and the Beard. I'm David Butcher. That's John Shanley. How's everyone doing today?
Hey, good
Hey,
morning.
good morning. It is the 23rd of January already. Man, it's
I
already
know.
gonna be Valentine's Day before we blink.
I know. So big pat on the back to us. We were 4 for 4 on our football picks.
Oops.
You never know. A little bit. I guess a little bit wrong in the scores on Saturday, but we got the winners right. So
That's
that's your money line, and that's what's important.
the money line,
Uh,
baby. I told you. Hey, don't ever go with
so
us on our little yardage, but hey, the money line, take it.
Zach, good job by the Lions holding serve. Kind of knew they would.
Yeah,
Niners had a little bit of trouble, but Taylor Swift is definitely on her road to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
Not that there was a lot of bad calls in that, but there was some questionable things here and there.
yeah.
But Buffalo, man, they just can't get over that hump, man. And
No,
that last pass, like I felt like Josh Allen was the one that was paid off because he had Diggs wide open in the end zone. And if he would have hit that touchdown, I would have been close to a parlay. But no, he fucking underthrows it by like 10 yards, and it's like,
he did. Yeah,
ah, yeah, I
yeah,
mean, he had pressure, but like that's usually a throw that he makes. So
yeah. Sometimes he
it is.
does these duck dives, man. I don't know.
I don't know. It was a bad time for that, and who knows? Kansas City, I think, still would have won that game even if they scored that touchdown because they only had a punt once, and it was
Yeah,
because of a penalty. And it literally was because of a penalty. So it's like they hadn't stopped them all game, and whatever. The Chiefs were just kind of destined to win this game.
yeah.
It's going to make that interesting, and the Bucks, they had a good year, but
They did.
they ran into the better team. That's it.
Yeah,
You
for
know.
sure. Everyone can say what they want about Baker, but he played his ass off. 3 touchdowns, like what, 300 yards. You
Yeah,
know,
no, he had a good game. He had the two picks, and that's what
yeah,
killed him. That's part of what killed him. But Detroit's good home, good
yeah,
playing at home. A lot of riding on their backs. The whole city. If this is their last win, because it's going to be a tough task going to.
yeah,
I know the Niners didn't look great against the Packers, but you have a week off. You're resting everybody the week before. Sometimes you come out a little rusty, but now they're going to kind of be back in their rhythm. So we'll see. I hope they're vulnerable. I'm going to be rooting for Detroit, but I'm going to wait until actually Sunday to give my predictions on that.
yeah.
Um, we'll wait until that game day. But overall, we got the matchup set. We got Baltimore and Chiefs, and the Niners and the Lions, and a lot of good storylines. No matter who makes it,
Whoever
from
makes
the
it to the Super Bowl, yeah, for
Super
sure.
Bowl, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories on that. So, we'll see how that turns out. I don't know. What do you have to say, Dave?
Yeah, well, the Chiefs were coming into their own. When they played the Dolphins that week before, they were starting to get their groove back. Rice was doing his thing, and the running, Pacheco came back. His shoulder looks like it's about 100% now, so he's running a lot meaner than he was before. So they're starting to get the pieces, and they're a Super Bowl team already, like the year before. You know what I mean? So or the year before, whatever. But yeah, man, like they're gonna be themselves. That's why when Buffalo was like criticizing us, like, oh, the Dolphins suck, da da da. I'm like, well, wait till you go play them, man. When they start getting in sync and like that, and like you said, they only punted one time, so you couldn't stop them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they shut the hot water off for the Chiefs,
Yeah,
Buffalo, after
but
the
yeah,
game, so they couldn't
yeah,
shower at the facility. That's kind of petty, but
yeah.
you know,
They would
I've
have
met
won there.
I've met a lot of Bills fans living down here in Florida, and they are petty. So you know what?
Oh God,
That's that is what it is.
yeah, I might save my
Um,
rant for the end with the Bills fans. I'll do
I
that in
see
my rant.
Detroit got the clean sweep over Tampa because
Over Tampa, yeah, no.
Red Wings also beat the Lightning on
Yeah,
Sunday.
they did. They couldn't
So
get the. It was just like Baker Mayfield on that last pick. That's how the end of the game happened. 2 minutes, and it literally hit the post, went over his shoulder, went into the net almost, and literally bounced out of the other post. You couldn't make it up, like the storyline. But I'm starting to think it's all about storylines in our new generation
yeah,
of our of our
you know,
playing.
a bunch of people in Detroit won a parlay with the Lightning, with the Red Wings, and
Oh yeah,
the Lions. So
yeah, clean sweep. They probably was
kudos to
there.
them. Queen
Yeah.
sleep. My Rangers were down 2-0, and then I started falling asleep, and they had scored the goal. At one point, I think it was a 3-1, but they disallowed the goal after the Rangers challenged it, and then I fell asleep, and I wake up, and they're up 5-2, and I'm like, Jesus, I missed the comeback, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's they're on the West Coast. You're gonna do
Oh
that.
yeah,
I'm gonna.
those 10:30 games are late, man.
They're playing tonight at 10:30, and same thing's gonna happen. There's no way
Yeah.
I'm gonna wake up at like 4 in the morning with
Yeah.
probably like the end credits or some kind of other game going on after that.
Yeah.
Big night in basketball last night. Joel Embiid 70 points. That's
70.
incredible.
Yeah, that is.
You say it's incredible, but last year we had two people score over 70 points. So like this is becoming a common theme in that these guys are doing it. Between the talent that they have and the rules that are in place to let them use that talent and the 3-point line and everything, it's
Yeah.
incredible. Like these
I'm
guys
ready for
scoring.
someone to score 99 points.
I don't
I don't.
know.
I don't think it can happen. I don't think
You,
the
you never
quarters
know.
would. The quarters have to be longer, man. 12 minutes is
Right. And then you'd
short.
have to take so many shots.
Yeah.
So, but still 70.
Yeah.
And then Carl Anthony Towns, 62 points. But for him, kind of a disappointment. Like you score 62 points and then you lose. That's kind of
Yeah.
like
Well,
a, yeah,
that's a middle
that's a
finger
rough.
to you. That's a middle finger to you. Yeah.
Last year, similar thing happened uh, to Julius Randle for the Knicks. He was just so hot, and it was a game against I think it was Orlando. I don't remember, but all I know is he scored 58 points and they lost, and he was so mad,
Yeah.
like because he was just so frustrated at he's just like what more can I do? Like and we but that's what happens. Sometimes when one guy's got it going, the rest of the team ain't doing nothing, and
Oh,
the
right.
rest of the
Yeah.
team is not playing defense, and you lose. But as far as like Embiid, like the Sixers are just dominant, and they played San Antonio, and he wanted to show Wembanyama like who's the fucking this is who owns this league right now.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Joel Embiid is the defending MVP. He's already took out the Joker, who was the Finals MVP, and
Yeah.
right now he's the MVP of the league.
Yeah. No, for sure.
As
He's
a
really
player,
good.
there's other players. He's had whatever 7 straight games over 30, and like he's not slowing down. And the Sixers are the third seed technically, and they without even making a move, they might have what it takes to get to the finals. Although it is going to be tough to get past the Celtics, the Bucks, and maybe the Knicks and the Heat.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of teams that still might have a trade or two to make. But right now, man, there's no doubt that when the Sixers take the floor, they have the best player in the league.
Yeah.
At all times, in Joel Embiid, he's just a fucking beast.
He is.
That's
Really
why
is.
the Heat wanted him, the Knicks
Want him
wanted
so bad. Yeah, I know. Oh man, if Joel Embiid came last year when we went to the finals, would have
him. Oh yeah.
been a different game versus the Joker. You know what I mean? He would have played him. That's
Well,
what.
Joel Embiid, obviously, he had so many. He's been in the league a long time, but he's had so many injuries to overcome. But when he's
Yeah.
healthy, he's incredible. The thing about him is, can he stay healthy? Like the last he was healthy last year to a degree, but they still weren't able to get over the hump of the Celtics, which is not easy to overcome because the Celtics might not have the best player, but they've got like number 2 through 8. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like everybody else is so good on that team. They I watched them last night. They're just relentless. Like they didn't even have Porzingis, and they still beat Dallas in Dallas. And they just you can get scoring. Tatum is such a great player, and all these other guys, Brown, like they just come off the bench, and it's like, oh yeah, you got a top level talent coming off the bench, and their defensively is so good. Like the Celtics are scary. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna be hard to beat. Especially when they got Drew Holiday. Like now they have someone who can defend every position. You can get scoring from your bigs, scoring from your small guards, and you have an also all NBA talent level in Jason Tatum. So
Yeah, no, and like we always talk about the bench, it's so important, man. No one
yeah,
understands, like like being a Heat fan, we've been lucky, because we have like playoff Jimmy and Bam and shit like that. But like if the bench comes off, like Tyler Hero was like what the best six man, so he came off the bench and he was so important to that role, and when he got hurt and then he couldn't play that role anymore. That's why we kind of downfalled when we went to the thing, because he was trying to come back to play in the finals. Because when you got a 6 man and your bench is so important to you in this playoffs or whatever, that's why the Celtics are going to be very hard to beat, because when, like you said, you don't need your main stars to score 32 points for a starter, like a superstar is a good game, you know what I mean? And then you let then you let the bench do the rest, and then you're like, yo, you're set. So, and then if you play really good defense, then you have no problem. You're gonna have a good time. You know what I mean? Especially in the playoffs. But every team turns a little different in the playoffs. You know what I mean? They go from playing at like 85% to playing like 100% every game. You know what I mean? Because they know that after this series, it could be the last. So you could either be playing golf or you could be going to the next round. You know, so definitely going to be fun to watch. I'm ready. It's not even trade deadline, so we're got a lot of basketball to start talking about. We'll start getting in depth
But
and
that's
stuff.
coming up quick, and
Yeah,
I'm excited about the trade deadline because I think there's going to be some moves made
yeah,
that will definitely affect some of the top teams. Like, I don't think the Celtics are going to make a move. I would be very surprised if they made a
yeah,
move. They kind of have everything they need, and no matter what anybody else does, they're probably still going to be the favorites.
yeah,
Milwaukee, I don't know. They might do something. They might need a little. I think they need to replace. They need to replace someone like Holiday. So they need someone who could just come in and be a lockdown defender or defend every
yeah,
position. I don't think they have that right now. They're just gonna try to outscore you. Um, Sixers. I don't think they need to make a move, but they might want to solidify somebody on the bench. Maybe get another defensive guy. The Knicks, they need to replace quickly, so they're going to probably go after Brogdon. I think he'd be the perfect fit for what they need. Just give them that extra thing off the bench because now their bench is good, but it's
yeah,
just straight defense. Like it's it's like they don't have that guy who's gonna create his own shot. And then hold the other thing about the bench is you need guys that can step up in case one of your starters gets hurt. And
yeah,
they don't have a backup for Brunson, and they literally you could fill every other position on the with somebody who's at least feasible. But the biggest thing is if Brunson goes down, they're screwed. They don't have that true backup point guard. And Miles McBride, who's their backup point guard now, he's nice, but he's not a true point guard. He's more of a two, and he's too young and he's not experienced enough to carry that load.
yeah,
He could shoot, but he can't create his own shot and he can't set up the people around him. Brogdon would fit perfectly in that role. That's exactly what he did for Boston before they traded him. And then, for Holiday, which was obviously good for them, it was a good upgrade. And Brogdon's playing well in Portland, but Portland's sellers. They're not,
yeah.
they're not doing anything. So I feel like that's the move the Knicks need to make. Everyone keeps talking about Jamal Murray, but I mean, I don't. If you look at the numbers, DiVincenzo's better than him.
Yeah.
Right now this year statistically, and he plays better with Brunson. So you're gonna bring him in and then move DiVincenzo to the bench, or he's not. Murray's not gonna come in to come off the bench. I don't think. So I don't see that happening. But we'll see.
Yeah,
Murray could very possibly go to the Heat. I could see that happening.
yeah, like you said, there's going to be a lot of teams going after people because you're going to need that one piece that just helps you over the top in the playoffs, and that's what it comes down to. Like, is it coming down to draft picks? Is it coming down to losing a player that you have that's on the bench that you think that's a role player? But we got a couple people that we could give away. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, I like to keep the team intact. You know what I mean? Like through the season. So like sometimes, but hey,
I
and
think
then
Murray would be a definite upgrade for you guys, though.
yeah,
I mean, Tyler Hero is good and he can score, but
yeah. I don't think he plays defense that good. So
honestly, there's ten
guys
Tyler
like
Hero
that, yeah,
league,
yeah,
and sometimes there's guys like that you never even heard of because they don't get the opportunity.
yeah.
You know,
Oh
Some,
man,
it,
well,
it is weird, like the way that works. Like you can be like, oh, why they get this guy, and all of a sudden that guy gets a certain opportunity, or maybe he's in a better system and whatnot, and all of a sudden he flourishes and he's doing well. So,
yeah.
um,
We haven't won in a while, but we've been to the finals a lot of times. You know what I
yeah, you
mean? So
to the finals during the year and last year. So
yeah,
we'll see what
so
happens this year.
and we
I
didn't
will
have
say
any.
that if you guys get into the playoffs, nobody's going to take you lightly. That's for sure.
Oh no, I would hope not. Like they know who playoff Jimmy is. You know what I mean? So Like you take us lightly. The only time we got smacked in the mouth when we played what's the name the year before that was or whatever when we played the Celtics. Oh no, the Milwaukee when they won the championship.
Uh huh.
Dude, they were too good, man.
Yeah, that. Well, yeah, Drew
They,
Holiday, man,
yeah, oh my.
unbelievable. He makes such a difference. Like in the beginning of the year when I'm watching the offseason unfold, I'm like, you know, the Celtics traded away and they got Porzingis. It's like, okay, you know, that helps them with size and some scoring, but they lost Marcus Smart. They're going to lose some of that defensive edge. Well, then they go and get Drew Holiday because of the whole trade. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
like, they just literally upgraded. You know,
yeah.
oh, oh, that
God
hurt
damn it. Yeah.
because it's like now they got everything. I'm like now they've got size, they've got scoring up front, and then they have defense. You're screwed. I'm like
Yeah,
they,
now you have to hope that the bench has a bad game so that your superstars on the other side can win, because you need those bench players.
here's the thing about the NBA basketball, and like that's why the in-season tournament's interesting because it's like a college format where it's like win or you lose one loss and you're done.
Yeah.
The Celtics are so good that they're not going to lose many games,
Yeah.
and when they do, they're not going to have long losing streaks. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like in the NBA, the playoffs are a best of seven series, and the chances of them losing four games before they win four games, it's not. That's what it is. Like to beat them 4 out of 7 is going to be very very difficult. Like
Yes.
they like really realistically they shouldn't go more than 6 games in any series because you know for to beat them twice in a series is going to be an accomplishment. That's how
Yeah.
good this team is. Like
Well,
they
yeah,
could
because
just
it's
the next day and beat you.
that's what
So
I that's
I
what I
like
look
I
at
said,
it.
yeah, that's it. You have to look at it as a best of seven series. It's different. Like hockey's so different. Like
Yeah.
you could be up 3 games to nothing and still lose that series.
You
Like
could.
it's
Dude.
just whoever's hot. Each game takes on its own, momentum and whatever. Hockey's different. Basketball, if you're the better team, chances are you're
You're gonna
gonna
win. Yeah.
you're gonna win in a 7 game series. You know,
Yeah.
unless like 3 guys go down on the Celtics, like they're gonna
Yeah.
be really fucking tough. Um, obviously, you have teams like Milwaukee who's going to have a shooter's chance, and the Knicks are going to when the come playoff time, the Knicks are going to be like the '90s Knicks. They're going to play physical. They're
Yeah.
going to beat you down, and you're going to have to earn every fucking point. And now, so maybe like a running back running down a defense in the second half, you can at least physically drain them enough to
Yeah.
hopefully beat them a few times. But I don't even the Knicks, as much as I love them and root for them, I don't think they could beat the Celtics in 7 games.
Yeah.
I obviously hope so, and I'll root for them. But like the realistic basketball fan, and those like,
You
dude,
hope
you
you don't have
can't.
to play them till the last game before the championship. You know what I mean?
Right. We
That's what
we
you're
got to get
hoping for.
right. We want to get a top like we want to be a 3 seed or
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
2 seed because we want to avoid them until to the finals.
Yeah.
Uh, because obviously, I don't unless somebody seriously gets hurt, I don't see us. We're going to be a top 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah.
So you want to avoid the 4 and 5 because that means you're going to get them in the second round. So
Yeah.
because
You're
they're going to be the 1 seed. They're going to be the 1 seed. Nobody like the Sixers and them. They're good. They're not going to overtake them unless they have significant injuries. But that's the thing about the Celtics. They're so deep. Like they're not even having Porzingis and they're still winning. They've Tatum's taken games off and they've won. They've missed Brown for some time. They
yeah.
still win because they're just so deep. They just have so much talent on the bench and everything else
Yeah.
that they're so
You-
hard to
You're
overcome.
gonna have to grab this team when they're mentally exhausted and beat them set 4 games. You know what I mean?
Right. You
Like,
got to get them in the conference finals after a couple of battles with like
yeah,
Philly a big battle with like I don't know some like Miami. I don't know
Yeah, we'll see.
somebody.
Well, when it comes down to there, but yeah,
Listen,
we'll keep you updated.
maybe Miami will play them in the second round, and Miami
And
will take
win.
them out.
Yeah, hey,
Listen,
I,
if
for some
anybody can
reason the
do it,
Heat play better when it's the final. I mean, when it's on the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like they're not a bad team at all. You know what I mean?
no, 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 no. Well,
But
the thing also is they have Bam who can
yeah,
Bam who can stretch the floor and make it difficult for their bigs, but that's why they got Porzingis because it was just like okay, you know, so you want to stretch the floor? Okay, we'll stretch the fucking floor. He's still gonna fucking score on
yeah,
you. So, uh, well, whatever. Yeah, so anyway, basketball is starting to hit its prime. We still
yeah.
have the trade deadline coming up. Next week's rivalry week, but like I don't even know. Like the Knicks only play Brooklyn, and it's like it's a rivalry, yes, but they have other games that week that aren't I wouldn't consider rivals. Um, but you got hockey starting to we're all coming up to our All-Star games.
Yep.
And then we basically only have 2 more weekends. Well, 2.5 because you have the Pro Bowl, which is now flag football. Which I don't know if you guys watched that last year. That was actually pretty entertaining. I enjoyed watching like the skills competitions and the
I'm thinking
and
about
the
going, man. I'm thinking about going. We're right down the street from it.
it'd be interesting.
Who's
For
gonna
you
be
rest,
there? The starter.
got the
So
Royal Rumble this weekend. The
the
Royal
what?
Rumble is
Oh yeah,
the
Royal
Royal
Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah,
And
it's actually in Tampa,
yeah, it's
but
in Tampa. That's what my dad told me. He's a big
my
wrestling fan.
buddy was
So
like, "Oh, we should go," and like tickets were like $350 a piece. I'm like, Butcher and the Beard doesn't have that kind of budget right now,
no,
so
not yet, not yet. Hopefully, we get invited to go talk over there to interview the wrestlers. That I'll be down. That I'll be about it.
listen, I'll take a fucking
I'll take a
yeah,
punch to the face. I
I'll
don't
take
care. I'll take a
a
real punch to the face. You can hit me. You could hit it on the floor. You could really punch me. I don't care.
right.
Uh,
Yeah, for an interview, I'll take an RKO out of nowhere. I think I could. I'm a little older. I used to wrestle back, like backyard wrestle back in the day.
yeah, me too. Yeah, when I was a kid.
I could probably still sell the move, but it probably still take me a while to get up afterwards. So, but
Same, same.
those were fun days. Like I remember beating each other with chairs and stuff like that. Me and my friends, and it's just like you come up with a big bruise on your head. And my mom's like, "What the? Did you
Yeah,
get
what
jumped?"
the?
I'm
You
like,
get
"Nah,
chumped. We were just wrestling.
we were just wrestling with my buddies. I put someone through a table, and we had a lot of fun
Yeah, that's
back.
funny. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, not
Not
I can
anymore.
definitely know why those guys, when they get older, can't walk anymore because of the shit that their body went through when they were
I
younger.
know now, like every day I watch wrestling, if I like catch it with my dad watching it, I look and it's like you'll have Undertaker wrestling still. I'm like, holy crap, you got Sting wrestling still. Like these guys are like, how are they still doing this shit?
They don't know anything else, and
Yeah, I guess not. They're like, yo, we're gonna come out. Rock is coming back to the wrestling.
I know.
So
He's starting to look his age though.
yeah,
He's still big. He looks good in the movies, but and like you can take care of yourself, but that stuff's still hard, physical, and a lot of the stuff they do. But when they're older, you could see some of the things they do aren't as crazy as they did when they were younger.
yeah.
They
When
could,
John Cena goes out there and he's getting old, and you're like, damn, we're getting old, man. We're getting old. Like these wrestlers were babies
these
when
guys
we were.
they need to stick to the movies because Cena's hilarious usually in every movie he's
Oh
ever
yeah, I
done.
love John Cena. I love him in wrestling and in movies.
He cracks me up. Like he's just got this thing like he's this jacked up dude, but then like he's got like this childhood sense of humor,
Yeah,
and he's always like silly almost,
yeah.
and it's
He's a good actor too. I think he's really good.
but he's silly at the same time. So like
Yeah,
he hasn't gotten the big blockbusters like The Rock has, but Cena's cameos and stuff like that, they're usually really, really, really funny.
Well, yeah,
So
that's it. He's in the big ones, but he hasn't had his own
yeah,
like star one. Like he is like in the Marines and stuff like that. But like
but
he's
he's
never.
done a lot of stuff. Like he
Yeah.
had his own HBO show. The guy from when he was part of the Suicide Squad. You know, they had his
Oh,
own show on HBO Max as part of that
well, that's
whatever
cool. Yeah.
DCU. But he was funny as that too. But you know, oh well. Anyway, that's enough for our ranting today. This was more of me and Dave just ranting. This is how we talk even before we go on the air.
Yeah.
But we've been doing it like on the air today. So
Yeah.
we hope you
We're
guys enjoyed the show. I think we got about a good half hour in.
yeah, we're getting
Um,
you guys ready for when we're live.
um, I'll give a couple of stars. My star shout out is to the Lions. You guys did it. Hutchinson, great defensive player. He's hometown boy, and my star is going out to the Lions. Now, hopefully,
Yeah.
you can continue it next week. And my trash has got to be the Bills because once again, another disappointing loss
Oh, I
at
love
home.
it.
When
I'm,
your fans. Here's the thing: Cowboy fans are obnoxious, but Bills fans are just as obnoxious. And like, you guys
oh,
never won a Super Bowl. Like, at least the Cowgirls won, 30 years ago. You haven't won anything. So
yeah.
I don't understand where all y'all came from and why you're so obnoxious. But you're done. So the
You,
curse of the
you guys are the greatest losers out there. 4 straight Super Bowls, the greatest losers. That's what they call them. You go to four straight Super Bowls,
and and
dude.
and stop turning the showers off on the opposing team because you lost, and stop blaming the kicker because he lost. Because guess what? Even if he makes that field goal, you're tied, and your defense did nothing to stop the Chiefs all game. So guess
Yeah,
what? They would have marched right down the field and they would have won the game.
yeah,
So I don't. The kicker missing it meant nothing.
yeah.
So
They didn't. The Chiefs didn't lose any momentum from that. You know what I mean? They were still gonna go down there and do what they did. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like you have Pacheco in the backfield now. Clyde's playing decent. You have Rice doing his thing. You got Travis Kelsey blowing kisses to his girlfriend in the stands, hardening it up. You know what I mean? His brother's up there yelling with no shirt on, chilling with the
that was
fans.
hilarious.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like, you gotta realize, man. Like you Bill fans, man. Josh Allen is not the answer, man. He's
He's a
not
good
like
quarterback,
he's a
good
good
regular.
quarterback, but
He's exciting, but at the end of the day, Chiefs were just better.
yeah, like
Part of a champion.
heart of
I
a
don't know.
champion.
That's that's
Like
what, that's what the naysayers say. But Vegas is like, oh, Taylor Swift's going to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no doubt because she's going to bring in fans that don't watch football, and
That's my star of the week is Taylor Swift being there.
yeah,
Giving waves to the little kids,
yeah, exactly.
and giving the dude. I'm telling you, there's the playoffs are not built anymore around teams winning. So maybe Josh Allen was told at the locker, I mean, inside that huddle, hey, I need you to throw that ball 10 yards under because you have one of the biggest arms in the game. And to tell you the truth, man, when I watch that replay of the kick, go look at those fucking flags. Those things ain't even moving. So for that ball to fucking fly that far over to the right,
Uh,
with those little markers not even being touched, when
Vegas,
it's windy. You know when
Vegas,
it's windy.
maybe Vegas has access to some like high government technology.
I need to
So
reach out to that guy.
they had a wind gust. Like, all right, like,
Yeah, I need to what's the name? I need to reach out to that guy that I sent you that video of.
God,
Where
that was so funny.
yeah, where Vegas calls, hey, I need you to come over here and lose this game. He's like, nah, man, we're playing right now. He's like, nah, talking to the
That's
coach.
serious.
Yeah, I'll give you $50,000. He's like, all right, man, we'll change the plans. And
I
maybe
wonder if
that's
these guys, and then one of these guys get like, listen, you're supposed to only have 23 points today in basketball. You're gonna stay under that today.
yeah.
Otherwise, your children are gonna be fucking chopped up.
Oh my gosh.
It's run by the mafia. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, hey man, Vegas has been run by mafia for how long? I don't think it ever stopped.
No, the government is the mafia really
Yeah,
now. So
that's
it is
man.
what it is. It's just everybody. They always have been the mafia. It's just they do it legally. So
Yeah.
oh well.
When
All
you
right,
get to
that's
make the rules, you get to do what you want.
exactly. Hey, listen, we just want to be a part of it. We don't care. Listen,
Yes.
if the government wants to give us money to shut up, we'll happily take it.
Yeah, yeah. Reach us out. You got our email address. I haven't
Yeah,
got
you got
any
our
emails.
email. Watching us. If you say that we don't want threats. We want bribes. We're
Yeah,
all
that's
about that.
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure, for sure. Pay me,
we can.
please.
All right, pay me. We can give you our Cash App accounts. We'll say whatever you want us to say. Just let
Yeah.
us know. We're here. We're here for you.
We're
You
here
know,
for you. I got
right?
notes.
Right. And we're asking what we can do for our country. Not what they.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
we can do this for keep us relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncle Sam. Because all right.
All right. Thank you guys. We love you.
Thank you
Butcher and the
guys.
Beard. Make sure you
See you on
subscribe, like.
Thursday.
Thursday. We won't be here tomorrow, but we'll be here on the 25th of January. We love you all. We'll see you guys. John, tell me we're out in 3, 2,
Oh.
1.